If you're shopping for a new car in Europe right now, this is the video you need to see before signing anything. The European car market hasn't just slowed down, it's imploding. Stellantis just announced 15 factory closures. Volkswagen is shutting down production lines in Germany for the first time in 87 years. Nissan's European sales have crashed by nearly half in a single quarter, and Ford is walking away from most passenger cars to focus on commercial vehicles. Behind the headlines is something bigger, a once dominant industry on the verge of collapse. 9 major car brands, including some with more than a century of history, are either going to vanish from European showrooms or be swallowed up by competitors before 2026 is over. If you buy the wrong car today, you could end up stuck with an orphaned model, no service support, no warranty coverage beyond the basics, and a resale value that evaporates overnight. The numbers paint a grim picture. New car registrations in Europe remain 18% below pre-pandemic levels, but that statistic hides the deeper crisis. Chinese brands already hold 11% of the EV market, up from almost nothing just 3 years ago, and their share grows every month as buyers choose cheaper, better-equipped EVs. Meanwhile, manufacturing costs have risen by more than 40% since 2019, thanks to energy prices, raw material shortages, and supply chain turmoil. European brands can't pass those costs on because consumer demand has stalled. Incomes haven't kept up with inflation, credit is tighter, and the average European driver now keeps a car for 12 years compared to just 8 a decade ago. Analysts at JTO Dynamics, Dataforce, and several leaked internal corporate reports warn that at least 9 brands will not survive 2026 in their current form. Some will retreat to home markets or merge under pressure. Others will simply be dissolved. Number 9. DS Automobiles. DS was launched by Stellantis as a stylish French premium alternative to BMW and Audi, but it never resonated with buyers. Total European sales in 2024 were just 41,000 cars. For comparison, BMW sells that many 3 Series sedans in roughly 8 weeks. Across the continent, DS has 187 dealers, each averaging 18 car sales per month. Most need at least 50 to break even. Internal leaks show DS loses about €4,200 on every car sold once marketing and development costs are factored in. The flagship DS9 sedan starts near €59,000, directly against the Mercedes-Benz E-Class and BMW 5 Series, yet has almost no brand recognition. The DS7 crossover actually costs more than a BMW X3, but has the resale value of a budget Dacia, suffering 65% depreciation within 3 years, the steepest drop of any so-called premium mark. A French dealer group executive told Automotive News bluntly, "DS is already dead, we just haven't held the funeral." Stellantis insiders believe the badge will be folded into Citroën as a trim level by mid-2026. Number 8. Lancia. Once a proud Italian nameplate with rallying pedigree, Lancia has been reduced to a single aging model, the Ypsilon, essentially a Fiat 500X in a different dress. In 2024, the entire brand sold 38,000 cars, almost all in Italy. The EV version of the Ypsilon, launched in 2024, moves barely 200 units a month, while Mercedes sells 200 A-Class hatchbacks a day. Stellantis has promised a so-called Lancia Renaissance at least 4 times since 2010, each time announcing concept cars that never materialize. The dealer network tells the story: 160 dealers in Italy, 0 in the rest of Europe, and many of those are just Fiat showrooms with a small Lancia sign and no cars in stock. Analysts point out that Stellantis operates 14 brands selling just 6 million cars annually, compared with Toyota's 3 brands selling 11 million. Something has to give, and Lancia offers neither unique tech, strong sales, nor loyal customers to justify survival. Number 7. Infiniti. Nissan's premium brand withdrew from Europe in 2019 after years of underperformance, yet the name still lingers as dealers sell off old stock and honor warranties. Annual European sales in 2024 were fewer than 400 cars, down from 5,800 in 2019. Maintaining parts and warranty support costs Nissan an estimated 50 million euros in yearly losses. The dealer network has collapsed from 110 showrooms in 2018 to just 28 today. Nissan's plan to resurrect Infiniti as a European EV brand by 2026 looks detached from reality. No dealer network, no marketing base, no consumer trust. A former Infiniti executive said, "They think slapping the badge on upscale EVs will work. It won't, the brand is toxic in Europe." Number 6. Alfa Romeo. A name beloved by enthusiasts but ignored by mainstream buyers. Total European sales in 2024, just 48,000 units. The Giulia sedan and Stelvio SUV together accounted for only 22,000 of those. The new Tonale hybrid crossover, hailed as the brand's savior, manages around 1,100 units a month, far behind rivals. The Mazda CX-5 outsells it nearly 8-1. Stellantis originally promised 30 billion euros for Alfa's electrification but has reportedly invested less than 2 billion euros, canceling the Halo sports car and delaying the next-generation Giulia to at least 2027. The dealer network is collapsing. From 800 dealers in 2016 to fewer than 490 now, many shared with Fiat or Jeep, where Alfa is treated as an afterthought. Insiders predict the name will survive only as a performance badge on select Maseratis. Number 5. Jaguar. Jaguar's strategy is drastic. Kill every current model and return in 2026 as an ultra-luxury EV-only marque with prices starting at 100,000 euros. The gamble comes at a terrible time. European deliveries have fallen to 31,000 cars in 2024, down from 78,000 in 2018. The popular F-Pace SUV is down 67%. The XE and XF sedans are discontinued, and the F-Type sports car is gone. Dealers have been told to prepare for up to 18 months with no new cars to sell, surviving only on servicing and used vehicles. Many won't make it. The network of over 600 European dealers may shrink to as few as 50 urban experience centers. Land Rover is already distancing itself, separating showrooms and service entrances. Analysts warn that Jaguar could end up either as a boutique brand selling just a few thousand cars a year or disappear entirely. Number 4. Maserati. The storied Italian luxury brand hoped 2024 would mark a revival with the new Grecale SUV, Gran Turismo Coupe, and MC20 supercar. Instead, total European sales were a meager 8,200 cars, less than Bentley, despite Bentley's far higher prices. The Grecale, intended to rival Porsche's Macan, sells around 400 units a month in Europe versus the Macan's 4,000. Pricing hasn't helped. The base Grecale starts near 75,000 euros, about 10,000 euros more than a better-equipped Macan. Stellantis has cancelled 1.5 billion euros in planned Maserati investment, shelving the electric Quattro Porte and Levante replacement. The dealer network has shrunk from 227 dealers in 2020 to just 152 now, most tied to Ferrari or Alfa showrooms. Resale values are dismal. A 3-year-old Ghibli loses 71% of its value, a Levante 68%, and even the MC20 supercar is reportedly down 30% after just 1 year. Number 3. Nissan Europe. Nissan's European footprint is shrinking fast. Sales have plummeted from 543,000 units in 2016 to 247,000 in 2024, cutting market share from 3.5% to just 1.4%. The once dominant Qashqai crossover has slid to 7th in its class, the Juke has faded, the Micra is discontinued, and the X-Trail is barely noticed. The Barcelona plant has closed, and the flagship Sunderland plant will mainly produce vehicles for export outside Europe. The dealer network that numbered 2,800 in 2015 has fallen to about 1,100 and is projected to drop to just 400 by 2026, mostly to sell imported Chinese-built electric vehicles and service existing cars. A senior executive admitted anonymously, "We're essentially abandoning Europe." Real Nissan in Europe is over. Number 2, Chrysler. Technically still sold in Europe, but barely alive. Total sales in 2024, just 187 cars, all handled through Jeep dealerships that hardly advertise the brand. Chrysler's European lineup consists of only 2 outdated models: the Pacifica minivan and the aging 300 sedan, which was officially discontinued in 2023 but remains in limited stock. Stellantis reportedly plans one last effort by rebadging a Peugeot 508 as a Chrysler. A Move Insider's joke is the automotive version of propping up a corpse. By 2026, Chrysler is expected to be formally withdrawn from Europe, kept only as a dormant trademark for potential overseas ventures. Number 1, Stellantis itself. The biggest shock is the possibility that Stellantis, the entire group, could unravel. Formed from the merger of Fiat Chrysler and PSA Group, it now juggles 14 brands, 50 platforms, 167 factories, and 260,000 employees. Financially, Stellantis carries 39 billion euros in debt and is reportedly burning about 2 billion euros in cash per quarter. European sales in 2024 were down 27% year-on-year, and its stock price has fallen 45%. Industry insiders warn the company is too big to succeed but too complex to fix. Chinese automakers such as BYD, Geely, and Dongfeng are reportedly circling to buy pieces of the business, from Italian operations to Maserati and Alfa Romeo. Analysts expect that by late 2026, Stellantis could be broken up, with core mass-market brands like Peugeot, Citroën, and Opel sold to foreign buyers, Jeep and Ram returning to U.S. ownership, and smaller marques such as DS, Lancia, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and Chrysler disappearing altogether. The human cost could be enormous, over 100,000 European auto jobs at risk, entire regions in Italy and France facing economic devastation. By the end of 2026, Europe's car market may be unrecognizable. Chinese brands could hold 1/4 of all new car sales. Historic European names may exist only as stickers on Chinese-engineered vehicles. The traditional dealer network, already shrinking fast, could be cut in half, making it harder and more expensive to service vehicles in smaller towns. Entire supply chains and local economies tied to these automakers will feel the shock. This isn't a smooth transition to EVs, it's a full-scale collapse of Europe's century-old automotive ecosystem under pressure from rising costs, policy shifts, and aggressive new competition. If you own a car from any of these 9 brands, consider selling it while there's still demand in the used car market. If you work for one, prepare your next move now. And if you're thinking of buying a new car soon, research carefully. You don't want to be left with an orphaned brand that loses dealer support, parts availability, and resale value within a year or two. Which of these brands do you believe can still be saved, and which ones are already too far gone? Share your thoughts below, and let's talk about what this means for the future of Europe's car industry.